He's cracked. He's cracked.
Cracked. He's got full plates, fam. He has got.
Hey, hold on, boys. I'm getting a call.
We are in the middle of a fire.
We're getting shot.
Hello. What's up?
Hi, this is Daniel, recruiter from FANG.com. Is this Jeremiah Peoples? We saw your YouTube videos and we checked out your LinkedIn and we think you might be a great fit for our team over here. Do you have a second to talk today? Hello?
Yeah, this is.
Jeremiah?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, this is he.
Do you happen to have your resume handy by chance?
I have my resume ready to go. Get that right for you, okay? Yeah, I have heard of you. Yeah, I love what your company's doing in the world.
Glad to hear it.
And it's can I get your email? I'm just gonna email this resume right on over. It's recently updated.
For sure, Jeremiah. It's fangnasty@fang.com.
Yeah, I just sent it over to the recruit portal. Let me know when you get it. Oh, yeah, actually, we just decided we're no longer hiring. Yeah, I'm sorry, bud. Right. And I hope that there's some point in the future where you reconsider and you perhaps would like to move forward with.
Oh, that's a definite maybe. Thanks so much, though.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Hey, I'm Jeremiah Peoples. I'm a self-taught software engineer and I have been for about 2 years now. And if you're new to this channel, it's basically me documenting my journey becoming a self-taught software engineer and sharing my successes and my failures and my lessons learned. Yeah, unfortunately that skit was based off a true story. The information, the accomplishments that I had and called a resume, it wasn't a resume. It was like a Word document with half the page was my references. It was really bad before they called. So I was scrambling to get a resume together and I'm pretty sure it didn't turn out great. So after my first initial scramble to get whatever I could and put it on FANG's recruit portal, I did a bunch of research to figure out what actually goes into a good resume and how to build something that gets you interviews. What I'm going to talk about in the video is what I've learned through my research of what actually goes into a good resume. So that's ATS, how to write a bullet in like AIR format, prioritization, what to include, what to leave out, how to structure it, and even networking, how important of a role that plays. I use a ton of different resources to get all this information together. YouTube channels, Medium posts, and lastly, the most recent tool I've been using to make sure that my resume was good to go and would be seen by FANG recruiters in the best possible format is Papermoon Tech, who just so happens to be sponsoring me. This was honestly like a perfect time for Papermoon Tech to reach out to me because I am getting ready to transition out of my current government job into a civilian job, and in the government jobs you don't really need resumes, so I didn't really have a good solid one, and I didn't really know what a good solid resume looked like, and this was honestly definitely perfect timing for them to reach out to sponsor me. So thank you, Papermoon Tech. This is great timing. And I'm like super pumped to share this with you guys because I think the tools in here are amazing, especially to self-taught developers who haven't really seen like what a resume looks like and what to include and how to format it. So Papermoon's computer science resume template kit comes with a bunch of stuff to include. My favorite is personally the contact information for these top companies like Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Tesla, and so on and so forth. It includes 8 different resume template kits that vary in structure based on your experience and your projects that you have. This one kit has the 8 different versions of the resume. It will give you those 8 different versions, and then right below each of the versions you pick, it will show you what a winning resume looks like based on that version. The first 200 of you guys who use my link in the description are going to get 20% off this $39 kit. And in addition to that, I really enjoy this product, and I know some people can't afford the $39 minus the 20%. So I'm going to be giving away this product for free to one random person, and I'll let you know how to enter the drawing at the end of the video. And I think everyone should be able to have a chance at it. But at the end of the day, no one cares more about your future than you, so make sure to do your I can't say that word. Make sure to do your own due diligence and research any or all of these topics. I know your guys' time is valuable, so I'll try to make this snappy, to the point, and not beat around the bush. So there's a thing called ATS, which I had no idea about until I started to research this. Is application tracking system. It's basically how big companies can weed out thousands of different resumes by running it through this system. A helpful tip that I've learned that people have been doing is to look at the job requirement and make sure that your resume, if you want the specific job, has at least some or all of the keywords that they're looking for. Now let's talk about the bulleted format, like how each line should be written. Where I work, when we write bullets for our performance report, we write them using the AIR concept, which is action, impact, result. And this makes like a super strong bullet because it paints the whole entire picture. So for example, you wouldn't just write, hey, I reconstructed the database. You would try to make it more airy, so more action, more impact, and more result. It could sound something like, I developed a MySQL database migration that reduced query times by 6%, resulting in average for 0.3 seconds less wait time for the users. You know, something like that. If you can get that I and R, that impact and result, into a quantifiable number, like a hard 30%, 15% for people, something like that, I think that's gonna really help you. So in that example, I talked about the language that I use, kind of what I did, the impact on the team, and the result to the end user. I like that way of setting up bullets, so that's how I'm going to structure my resume. As far as how much you should put into the bullet, what's too much information, for my research and looking at one of the winning resumes that Paper Moon includes it in their package, 1 or 2 lines should be fine. But one thing to watch out for if you're gonna go for 2 lines, if you're only on another line by 1 word, like your 1 word is taking you to the next line, maybe think about restructuring your sentence and your words so it can fit on just 1 line to cut down on some of that empty white space. All right, so what to include? And again, this is all my opinion, so take this with a grain of salt, do your own research. At the end of the day, gonna be your resume, so make sure that it's your resume and it reflects, you know, you. So personally, I've seen primarily like 2 ways that people split up like their languages and what they know that are non-technical. So I've seen that split up into technical skills and non-technical skills, and languages and technologies. Personally, I like using technical and non-technical just so I can wrap up some of the other things that I can do, like product management or public speaking. You're also obviously going to want to include your contact information, your GitHub, your LinkedIn, and your portfolio if you have one. So include your work experience, and if you don't have work experience, go ahead and include your projects that you're most proud of, while again displaying the technologies and the languages that you used. So right before this video, I was again doing some more research on what's a good resume, and a Google interview talked about this objective portion of like what you're all about, like a little one-liner. They said it's optional, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't add anything, and it's up to you if you want to include it. It's optional, so you know. I think it's best to leave out experiences that in no way or shape or form relate to the job you're applying for. If you're going for a software engineering position, also no one really cares that you used to wax your dad's Cadillac every Tuesday. In 2021, you don't really need your physical address on your resume. Also, this isn't really leave out, just a little gee whiz information. If you're gonna link your GitHub, take it from me, make sure your whole entire GitHub profile is up to date and professionalized. So maybe remove some of those projects that you didn't finish or they just are terribly formatted. I had like a ton of stuff in my GitHub, and I was very embarrassed when I figured out someone was looking through it. Again, a huge mistake that I had. For some reason, I thought they really cared about references. I had like a half a page of like people who would speak highly about me. Apparently you don't need that, so let's get that out of there. All right, next I want to talk about ordering and prioritization of sections, and this is different for everyone. So for me, I am a self-taught software engineer, so my education, or lack thereof, I'm not really gonna put that at the top. That's not the thing I'm most proud of. So I'd put that more lower to the bottom, and I'd put my experience, like working for Space Force and building apps for them, kind of up top, because that kind of sounds cool, and I'm pretty proud of the applications that I built there and the technologies that I was able to use. So for me, that would go up top. I did not go to uni, but I did do some research into this, and from what I gather, the more recent of a graduate you are, the more information you can put in your education block. As you progress and you get real experience, then you can start tapering off some of those things like your honors and your GPA from your resume. Overall structure, what's too much information and what's like straight up too little. And I think Paper Moon's examples of a winning resume kind of shows you what's the sweet spot, how much information you can include, how to include it without going over the top. And when thinking about structure, I like to put myself in the shoes of a recruiter. They might have to look through hundreds of resumes a day, so don't cram everything in there and have them have to word hunt and search for the proper information. So make sure that each section is clearly broken out so that at a glance they can pick out what they need to quickly. For me, it's my personal belief that you shouldn't really have to try to use bright, flashy colors to try to get the attention of the recruiters. The recruiters are professionals and they know how to pick out proper information. And I doubt that they're gonna be like, oh, this candidate is using pink and blue. Those are my favorite colors. They're getting hired. Black and white is a safe bet, but if you wanna spice things up, I'm pretty sure you can pick a subdued color that's not too over the top, and I'm pretty sure you'll be fine. As long as it looks good on paper and on digital. I know these words. And last but not least, networking. I had no idea just how much networking plays a role into your ability to get a job. Just based off of like this YouTube thing, I've been able to connect with so many engineers, and they've been so helpful. And not just like knowing people in big name companies so that I can one day get a referral, but they've been incredibly helpful in like my development and like, hey, you don't need to really include this on your portfolio. This is a hot new language coming out. You should try to apply for this company. I heard they have openings. It's just having a network of other developers that are like-minded is incredibly helpful. Contrary to popular belief, I don't believe everyone should start a YouTube channel. I believe that that's the way you want to express yourself, perfect. But if not, there are definitely other ways you can connect with like-minded developers. Due to some homie wanting to eat bat soup, the world isn't really in a great position to go to hackathons or to do meetups in person, but I think we're adapting to the challenges as best as possible. For me getting started, when I was in Colt Steele's online web dev bootcamp, there was a Discord chat, and I would hop in there and I could even meet meet friends, the people who are very active and asking really good questions. Connect with those types of people if you can't make it to a meetup or something like that. And that's just one example. I guarantee there's tons of million ways to try to network. But again, having other people, like-minded people, developers like you to bounce ideas off is incredibly helpful for building your technical skills and expanding your networks so that you can one day land a job. I know there's about 3 of you that skipped over everything I said and just came here so they can get this free kit. But there's like a long list of instructions that I'm gonna go over to enter yourself into, no, just joking. There's like 1 step. If you want this, just make sure you're subscribed to me with your notifications on and comment in the descriptions that you want this. Pretty simple, right? I'll give people a chance to actually watch this video and be able to enter. So maybe let's do 5 days. 5 days after I post this video, I will run this through a randomizer and I will select a winner and either message you on YouTube, find you on Instagram. I'll find you somehow. If you just so happen to already buy a course with a 20% off and you win, which is not likely, and I'll reimburse you for the money that you spent on the kit. I don't love being wrong, but I do really enjoy when someone just straight up tells me that I'm wrong so that I can learn from that, and hopefully I can share that with you. So if I said something in the video that completely just like does not jive with what you've been taught about making a resume, drop it in the comments, let's have a discussion, and hopefully we can all learn something. Thanks for stopping by and watching the video and listening to my failures. Hopefully you can learn from everything that I failed at so far. If and only if you enjoyed the content, go ahead and drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to follow me on my software engineering journey.